Very good morning. Today we are discuss about a secure digital output configuration. Here the microprocessor bus watching timer. That means conducting the operation, the timer based operation. Then output register and digital to analog converter, then analog to digital converter, optical isolation and LCU power supply, output power supply, then processor OK signal, then fail safe output selector, and then current driver, and the next current to voltage converter receiver, then current to output from 4 to 20 milliamps. Here the microprocessor bus, then digital outputs, then rise and lower, then up and down counter, then digital analog to converter, then current driver, then current to voltage converter resistor, then analog to digital converter, then output 4 to 20 milliamps output. Here the pulsed control output configuration. In this figure, LCU processor is directly involved in the output generation process by generating rise and lower command and up down counter in the output channel. This counter responds of commands by incrementing or decrementing a digital value in memory. This value is fed to digital to analog converter, which converts which generates a control output through the current driver. The processor keeps track of the output through the current to voltage converter. Analog to digital converter circuitry shutdown manipulates the rise and lower commands until the output reaches the desired value. An output to read back capability also can be added this configuration if desired. The fail-safe output selection. Selection is much simpler in digital output case in the analog one. In the digital case, there are only two stages, or 0 or 1. The selecting and generating the shape is relatively straightforward process. Here the microprocessor, then bus, watchdog timer, then digital output, circuitry, optical solution and fails safe output care. A redundant controller design guidelines to follow the design redundant control system. Redundant architecture should be simple as possible. At some point, more hardware reduce system reliability. The architecture must minimize the potential single points of failure. The redundant hardware element must be independent as possible so that the failure one does not bring the rest down as well. The redundant nature of the controller configuration should be transparent to user. That is, the user should be able to deal with the redundant system in the same way as a non-redundant one. The process should not be pumped when failure occurs. After a control element has failed, the system should not rely on control element till replacement. Hard sphere replacement replace failed elements without shutdown. Several approaches to designing the redundant LCU architecture. CPU redundancy, one on one redundancy, one on many redundancy. Here manual backup designs. Principles of follows in design manual backup capability for an local control unit. Minimum amount of hardware between local control unit station and the control actuator. Remove and replace LCU electronics without shutting down. Then operated through LLOI. Observe both manual control output and process variable being controlled. Manual output command available to automatic controller to avoid pumping. In DCS, distance between LCU and LLOI greater than some mechanism for manual backup from control room. CPU redundancy. The configuration shown in figure, CPU portion of the LCU in redundant while input output circuitry is not redundant. The CPU is a redundant because its a failure affects all of the control outputs. Only one of the CPU is active in reading inputs, performing control computations and generating control output any one time. The user diagnoses the primary CPU through priority operator circuitry using switch setting or other mechanism. The arbiter monitors the operation of the primary CPU. If it is detects a failure in primary, the arbiter transfers priority to the backup. During operation, the backup CPU periodically updates its internal memory by reading the state of the primary CPU through arbiter. Here the high level human interface, then plant communications, then LCU, then priority arbiter, then LCU, switch commands, then output switching, then one-on-one backup redundancy. The remaining three redundancy approaches provide a redundancy in the control output circuitry as well as CPU. Most of these architecture do not provide low level operator interface for manual backup purpose. The approach provides a total backup LCU to the primary LCU. The control output circuitry is duplicated in this case. An output switching block must be included, transfer the outputs when the controller fails as in the first redundant configuration. A priority operator designates the primary backup LCU and activates the backup if a failure in primary is detected. In this configuration, the arbiter has additional responsibility of sending command to the switching circuitry if the primary LCU fails, causing the backup LCU to generate the control outputs. Communication with the high level communication interface are handled in the same way as in the CPU redundant configuration. The main advantages of the one-on-one configuration compared to the previous CPU redundant approach are that no manual backup is needed. It eliminates any questions that may rise with a partial redundancy approach. Process inputs and output design issues. Requirements large variety of input output signals, performance specifications, common and normal mode voltage rejection, voltage isolation between terminal and system elements, input impedance, and ability to drive loads, input output hardening, no hardening, low cost hardware, applications in hazardous environment, explosion proof, field equipment subject to lightning or large induced voltage spikes withstand high voltage surges, subject to radio frequency interface, shielded, filtered or isolated from RFI environment. Approaches separate DIDO, augment in LCU. Thank you.